Hello and welcome back, YouTube. So it's 7 o'clock p.m. straight up. Yay, my iPhone is all good again. And he put a put the Gorilla Glass screen, whatever you want to call on it. You know, I told him that when I did the charge, and he didn't charge me for that, so I had to run another charge. Still no complaints. Like $10 installed. Thank you. I didn't mention Winolo in either of my walks to and from my lock unlock button is acting a little funny. That's not good. Seems to work though. It doesn't click like it normally does. Anyway, I didn't mention Winolo. Walking over to Tempe Tavern, I just got so sidetracked by the old service station, which is currently a vape store, and then walking back. Wow, I'm having one of my faulty memory moments. Walking back, I absolutely don't remember what I got sidetracked by. Oh, I was talking about karaoke gigs. Yeah, the bartender gave me the email for the guy that was booking. I was going to hand her a business card, because as I did spend $10 there, and I got the receipt for it, and I need to put those in a special envelope because, of course, it's a double-edged sword. If I claim my income from my karaoke on my taxes, then I can also write off bar tabs like that, where I went into a bar, and legitimately one of the reasons I went into the bar was to discuss the potential of me hosting karaoke there. That's definitely a business expense. Anyway, so I was going to hand her a card, and I told her, it's like, hey, can I hand you this, kind of make sure this gets in the hands of the person who does the booking? And at which point she gave me an email address, and I wrote down. So I've got this blank piece of cardstock in my back pocket that I should have thrown away by now, but it's still in my back pocket. All right, passing right by where the Horse and Hound used to be. There's a 7-Eleven on the right, and it was in the strip mall behind it. And if you're wondering why I suddenly just switched to talking about the Horse and Hound, I've been just talking about places I've been hosting karaoke at and places that I've hosted karaoke at previously. That was actually primarily a live music venue as well, although they had karaoke there previous to me. I don't think anybody ever made karaoke work like I made it out there. I was there for probably 2.5 years. That was a pretty long-running show. Anyway, I think I largely got that just due to referrals. Like the right person knew the right person who said, hey, you need to hire Dan for karaoke. Even if you don't think karaoke will work here, give this guy a try. He's got something different. The reason Horse and Hound is particularly so on my mind right now is that there's a woman that I've seen so far twice over at Royale Lounge, which is the spot where I'm doing the karaoke show tomorrow night for Joyce at 16th Street in Oak. There's a woman named Connie that I've seen there twice. I was hanging out with her on Sunday, and then I also saw her last night when Priscilla and I went there for karaoke. She looks familiar to me. I don't remember her, and I feel a little guilty for that, but I meet so many people hosting karaoke. But she definitely looks familiar. But she says she totally remembers me from the Horse and Hound, and she lives in Tempe, and she just goes over to Royale Lounge because the DJ, she's got some kind of connection to the DJ. It was her Sunday and also Thursday. I don't know if she rolls with him or just has an connection with him, and just there to support him. But then she says, see, oh wow, the place I used to live is now called Deco 109. So I'm guessing it's probably changed ownership again since the change of ownership that caused me to have to move out of it. When it was Tempe Broadmill, and it had been Tempe Broadmill for decades. But yeah, when they changed ownership and they changed names of it, it became the Onyx. Now it's Deco 109. 109 for 109 East Broadway, which was my address for damn near a decade. Love-hate relationship with that apartment. Parts of me really, really miss being right here in central Tempe, and part of me was glad I got out when I did. I can only imagine what the rent is for those places now. Well, my temperature gauge isn't climbing too hard. Let's try the air conditioning. So anyway, yeah, Connie says she remembers me from the Horse and Hound. Apparently has a lot of friends there. Just somebody who remembers me from a previous karaoke gig that can put out a positive word with a bunch of people is a good thing for getting new people in there and people to like me, because I know I'm kind of a polarizing person, and sometimes I come off. And it's, I mean, I can blame the autism, but it just is what it is. Sometimes I come off abrupt or rude or whatever to people, and it's not like I'm trying to be rude. I'm just trying to do what I'm doing, and sometimes that upsets people and ends up with complaints. And at least if I've got some people saying, "Oh no, that's just Dan. That guy runs an amazing karaoke show. Just he's got you. It'll make a difference." And I did mention that when I popped into Wander Inn earlier today. I did see. Did you see all the bird scooters in the grass? Sorry, staging rental scooters in somebody else's grass just seems like a fucked up thing to do. I never ever would have thought of doing that when I was a juicer for Line. Debating as to whether I want to go home right now or whether I want to go to. Oh, that guy is in the straight lane, not going forward. I don't know if he thinks it's the left turn lane because it's directly in front of the light with the left turn arrow. Nope, he's going forward now. Maybe he was just not paying attention to the road because he was looking at his phone. Or maybe his car stalled out. Who's to say? So I always keep my eyes on the drivers doing weird things. Well, it looks like roughly the same vintage as my green Honda Civic, except mine's a 4-door. Rob's moved that somewhere, by the way. It's not down at his shop anymore. I should really ask him where the hell that went. Oh, did y'all see I just passed a Prius? So, Al, the cell phone guy, got these big batteries laying all over the floor in his shop. And straight up, his shop's a mess. It is what it is. But I don't know. Like, for some reason, I feel comfortable in there. Like, that mess might turn off some people, but I see the kind of stuff I see there just kind of makes me think, mad scientist who knows his shit. And from so far everything I've seen, that's a pretty accurate description of Al. So, oh shit! I thought this was a lane that was going to go to the left, and it's going to go to the right, which is going to put me on I-10. This is not the way I wanted to go. Whoops. Or is it? Yeah, I think this is going to put me on I-10. They keep changing the ramps and the stuff here, and I don't drive it enough to know it. This is not where the ramp used to go. And now I'm joining where the ramp used to go. I've always thought that there should be a ramp that goes to the right here to go northbound onto the 143, because I don't like how the 143, you have to drive all the way to 48th Street and turn right. And that construction that's over my head here, I do believe there's going to be some flyovers and there's some other cast supports going in. I do think there's going to be a smooth transition flyover from the 143 to the eastbound 10, which actually goes south from this point. I would love to see what the final plans of that intersection are. The Curve app does not have that information in it. That was the number one reason I downloaded it. Just recently got a push through from Google Play asking me to rate the Curve app, and I just gave it 2 stars. And it didn't have anything that I found useful in it. I kind of browsed it and found it awkward and useless, and I just deleted that shit. Now, it did have a thing where it would give you notices about closures and stuff, and if that was part of my daily commute, that might be a useful feature to me. But for as little as I go through the project known as the Curve, yeah, I don't need that. Speaking of projects out of the Curve, when my phone overheated when I was on my way over to Rob's, I didn't get to shoot the changes that are going on 40th Street as you cross I-10, but it looks like the south side of the intersection with I-10 and 40th Street is about to be dramatically different. They've got some brand new traffic light poles up with the lights on them. Now they're all bagged up. They're not in use yet, but it looks like that intersection is going to be changing a lot. It looks like they're going to get rid of the Cloverleaf ramp from southbound 40th Street to eastbound I-10. Looks like that's going to eliminate. And it looks like you'll, anyway, it might be an improvement. It's hard to say, but definitely some new stoplight poles are up there, which I would have loved to have got footage of that, because as you all know, I'm fascinated by traffic light poles. That'd be a fun thing to list on a dating app. What are your interests? Oh, I'm really interested in traffic light poles. that's gonna get me a new girlfriend. You're into what? What even is that? You know, the poles that hold up traffic lights? I'm really into that. Oh, sorry, talking on 7 subjects at once, as per usual. So I was trying to decide, I was going to say that, and I think I got sidetracked to someone else, but I was trying to decide as to whether I wanted to go directly home. Ooh, I need to get gas. Yikes. As to whether I wanted to go directly home, or whether I wanted to go visit my friend Chris in the hospital. Earlier, Priscilla was saying that she wanted to go visit Chris in the hospital, but then she changed her mind because she said she was really tired and was just going to knock out right after work. And her shift generally ends. Like, she's working at home. She's already home, but like, she's generally logged on until 6 o'clock. Sometimes it's later. She's doing, phone support. So there's always that possibility that she's on a phone call and she doesn't have the option to just say, oh, it's 6 o'clock, my shift is over, good luck with that, and hang up on people. She ends up having to keep working until that call is resolved. And I've seen that call take 30, 40 minutes where I've been there and she's promised some nookie right after work, and then I'm just like, where's the nookie? And I walk in and she's still on the phone arguing with somebody about their 401k. So I get that, but yeah, she hasn't responded to my last few messages on Snapchat, so I'm gonna assume she's probably knocked the fuck out. So I decided as to whether I want to go try and see Chris, or the person changing a tire. That's no fun. Whether I want to go see Chris or whether I wanted to go home, and since I took the wrong ramp and I'm now way closer to County Hospital where Chris is, I think I'm going to head over there. I know I've had times I've been in the hospital and man, you find out who really cares about you. Just you start to think the people that come by are the people that are, hey, are you okay? Those are the people that you suddenly realize like actually care about you. And the people who post little social media posts saying, oh, I'm sending my thoughts and prayers. Really? Because I'm all alone in a hospital bed, and it would have really been nice to see you at the hospital. Yeah. No, I'm going to go see him. Chris isn't my best friend by any means. I'm not trying to misrepresent that relationship whatsoever, but he is a person who has certainly been there for me on more than one occasion, and always seems down to help me out at times when other friends just are nowhere to be found, and he's somebody I care a lot about. So yeah, gonna swing by the hospital and see how he's holding up. Got an ETA how long he's gonna be stuck in there. Wow, some kind of construction going on the right. So anyway, what was I? Oh, I was going to talk about Winolo. I don't think I've gotten to Winolo. So while I was sitting on the patio there at AZ Cell Phones, and yes, this left arrow, and waiting for Al to get back or return one of my texts or calls or something, and stressing about whether or not I was going to get my iPhone back. I got a push-through message from Winolo offering me a day shift for Tuesday at HelloFresh. The day shifts don't pay as much as night shifts do, and right as I was opening my iPhone to check the time and stuff, I noticed a push-through message from Winolo offering me a night shift. So once I get into a place where I can sit down, be at the hospital lobby or whatever, I want to get on Winolo and see if I can cancel the day shift and pick up the night shift. It's substantially more money for the shift, and I'd much rather work all night than work all day. So, plus I feel like I kind of made some connections with some of the night shift management. So it would likely be the same leadership team I was working with, and maybe they'll give me some pointers on to how to get there working more regularly than being one of the people of last resort through the Winolo app. So, and still no definite answer on when I'll get paid for that last shift, but it's looking like it's saying like 2 to 3 days. They're being intentionally vague with it, but at least it's showing my time in the she's thick. This is showing my damn. Sorry, I got distracted, and I don't think the video caught her whatsoever because the bus was pulling forward as she was walking. Damn. Sorry, my fantasies are running wild just from looking at that woman walking down the street. Where was I? So yeah, Winolo. Hopefully I get paid soon. I also did manage to get a call, make that phone call I needed to make to SRP because my bill was due yesterday. She sent me an email, which I have received. It's got an attached PDF file with agencies that do utility assistance, which I might be able to qualify for. But I went ahead and told her that regardless of whether I get assistance or not, I will have my current bill paid within 2 weeks. And hopefully I'm not making promises my income can't keep, but I do have a bare minimum of 2 shifts that I will be getting paid for from Winolo and a karaoke show. So I've got some income coming, and that bill is only about $100. It's a little over 100. So whether I get utility assistance or not, I'm paying my damn electric bill. I am not getting into debt with SRP. Not letting that happen. Oh wow, they changed this entrance a lot. Oh, never mind. Emergency entrance, use 27th Street. Oh yeah, they've changed this entrance a lot. Used to be a turn in right here, it appears, and yeah, that's all closed. That's not even a road anymore. I'm not sure if he's in the ER or if they've actually got him housed in the hospital. As badly as my friend Chris got hurt, I expect he's probably going to be here for a while, but I'll find somewhere to park. I've never had that much problem finding parking at county hospital. Some fire trucks there. Wonder what's up with that. Yikes. Anyway, so electrical bill not covered, but handled for the moment. Another shift at Winolo, HelloFresh at Winolo. That's happening. Hospital entrance, Entrada del Hospital. It's telling me to go. I'm north, used to turning right. Oh no, they've got that closed off. Well, that's a pedestrian entrance right there anyway. Turned off my air conditioning after I got off the freeway, and it just got quickly hot in this car. A lot of construction going on at this hospital right now, and technically it's not even county hospital anymore. It's got picked up by another one of those big healthcare corporations that is taking over all our local hospitals and turning them into something that isn't as good in my book. Is there a parking spot? It looks like, I hope that's handicap. Valleywise. This is now Valleywise Health Medical Center. Watson Health, top 100 hospitals. This will always be county hospital to me. I had nothing negative to say about county hospital. In fact, I have a whole lot less scarring on my body as a result of work that was done by the burn center here at the hospital formerly known as County Hospital, when it was County Hospital. Had some other emergency services here. Plus, this is the clinic adjacent to it is where I had my physical therapy when I fucked up my knee a few years back. Usually there's some parking on the right, so apparently I'm here too early to make that happen. I still need to call Costco Visa because I got an auto debit that's going to hit tomorrow, which might hit in the wee hours of the morning, and I need to call their customer service and get that canceled. I've been putting that off, and that's pretty damn important. There's like a whole new building in between the 2525 East Roosevelt building where I had my physical therapy, where the hospital is. Everything's got big signs that say Valleywise Health. I think this is probably a good parking spot for me. I'm plenty healthy enough to walk a distance, so not a problem. I'm going to wrap this up here, just so I don't have to deal with carrying cell phones. As it is, I'm carrying 4 other phones in addition. Oh no, 3 other phones. Never mind. He let me keep my old screen and my old battery. He warned me about using the old battery. He goes, that could be dangerous. I'm like, well, I know the risks. I was kind of hoping he was going to give me the packaging and stuff for it, just so I could have some model numbers and stuff, but no, he just gave me that. I don't know why I say that stuff, because I'm a hoarder. I'm fascinated by it, I guess. But I was hoping he'd give me the packaging for it, though. I just always like to see brands and stuff, but that's fine. Not like I'm going to be repairing my own cell phones anytime soon. Al's the guy, my go-to guy for that right now. He's taking damn good care of me. I'm very happy with what he's done with from what I've seen, what he's done with my iPhone. Anyway, I'm wrapping this up right now. I'm going to go see how my friend's holding up, and I will be back. Hello and welcome back, YouTube. Well, I just got lost in a big way in the hospital. I was up on the 4th floor, and I just came out that entrance. This is very confusing to me because where this building is, which is apparently going to be the new part of the hospital, there used to be like a roadway there, and the hospital was separated from the clinic. So, and some additional parking over there, and as I recall, kind of like a yard or whatever, like an outdoor area, smoking area, what have you. I guess what used to be there on the left. Anyway, I was so when I got on the ground floor of the hospital, oh my God, I was so disoriented. And at one point I ended up coming out by the emergency room, which is on the south side of the hospital, and not really, like as soon as I got to the doors and I stepped out, I'm like, oh, I know exactly where I am. But everything on the other side of the doors is different than how I remember it. They've remodeled the inside of this hospital so many times around, and I tend to remember places and stuff, but I remember them as they were, and sometimes that's not helpful when buildings change as dramatically as this one has. Anyway, that new structure apparently not open yet. As you see, there's construction fence around it, and most of the lights on it windows are dark. It's hard to tell if it's going to end up connecting to the old building or not. In fact, it seems like I read somewhere that the old building will be getting the wrecking ball once the new building is done, and then they're going to expand with more new building next to it, which makes me kind of sad. Got a lot of really good memories attached to the inside of the old county hospital building, and I'm going to say I made a new one today. So it's 8:18 p.m. still Friday evening, July 7th, 2023. My friend Chris is going to be all right. He's got a long recovery ahead of him, though. So saw his dad Manny there and told him that I had ended up with a
copy of a copy of a copy of his video of the fire, and we had a good talk about the fire and how crazy that was and how close to home that was. He said his friend that was there, that you hear talking with him in the background of the video, kind of the foreground of the video, was a friend of his, and nobody that I know, but a friend of his that had been driving by on the 202 freeway and saw the smoke and saw the angle of where the smoke was coming from and thought it was his house. And that's why he was over there. And he was like, oh my God, hope he's all right. And it turned out that he was fine, but fire like literally right there adjacent to him. So, oh, here we go. 1 phone, 2 phones, 3 phone. iPhone. All right. Yeah, that button on the right side is not working so good. And I did it again, walking with the camera on the wrong side. Whoops. And I'm back in the car. 8:17 on the car clock. Let's see how close that is to real time. 20. So we're still at 3 minutes. Oh yeah, my lock button is definitely not right. I don't know if I can get used to it the way it is. It just does not feel right. So silent mode off. Okay, in case I get a call or something. I missed a call from some random number. I don't know what it was. Well, I don't know. I'm probably not going to call that one back. Seems like most of the time I miss a call from a random number. As much as I'm hoping it's somebody calling that wants to hire me, most of the time it's just some damn, it's just not even a legit number. It's just some spoof number from a telemarketer. And even more often than not, it's those damn cruise people that scammed me a few years ago. I always say, I get pretty hostile with them, and they're like, oh, we'll take you off the list, we won't call you anymore. And then, of course, 2-3 days later, I get another call from them. I keep saying I'm going to Google and try to find out some more information about them, because at this point, I think I got a pretty strong lawsuit against them, and I don't even need to worry about the whole statute of limitations for it being too long since they scammed me out of the money, because the harassment hasn't ended. So that still makes it a current thing. No message back from Priscilla. She is considering how early I think she starts her work shift, and I should know that, and I don't. And how late we were up together last night. Yeah. I appreciate she let me sleep in until afternoon. Obviously, I needed that. But yeah, I'm not trying to wake her up. She'll wake up, see my messages. I need to go home and do what I can to get my karaoke system together. Went through the cables. My subwoofer power cord is missing, but I found and if you've been watching this vlog for any length of time, sure you may have caught me doing it, but when I'm walking and I see some random cords laying on the ground, I pick that shit up. I do. Does it make me a trash hoarder? Yeah, probably. But recent acquisitions of picking up cords like that consisted of an old micro USB phone charger and 2 just 110-volt power cords. I don't know the standard for what these ones are called, but they've got the smaller plug at the one end with the 2 round holes and kind of a little notch in the middle and rounded edges on each side. I took the longer of those 2, plugged it in, it's working just fine on my subwoofer, so that problem already solved. And just for shits and grins, I tried the micro USB charger, and that's the kind, that you never really see anymore. Nowadays, it's all charging brick, charging cord, separate items, which I think is an improvement, because, that way you can swap out your cords as needed, and if one piece dies, you can replace it without replacing the whole thing. But back in the day, it used to always be you'd have a little wall wart with a cord coming out of it, and you plug on it. And I found one of those for micro USB, and plugged a blue phone into it, and it works. So yay, came up with a charger. And the funny thing about that is, if I get inventive enough, creative enough with that, the fact that it puts out a micro USB tells me that it's, the 5-volt standard that is USB power. So I can always modify that to support something else. So still no word on my daughter, although, to be fair, I did not text her friend back. I've been trying to handle my own stuff today, and I knew where Chris was, so I want to go check on her. Thinking right now, I need to probably, I forget what time the pumps close over at Costco, but I'm nearly out of gas, so I should probably top off my tank. I'm just cringing at how much I'm putting on my Wells Fargo card right now, but car needs gas in it. That's not a want, that's a need. So. I think for the next hour or so, I'm going to work on my karaoke music, trying to get my karaoke system put together. If Allison does decide to come and want to stay at my place, she's going to be highly disappointed to see that I got equipment and stuff sitting on the couch, and it's going to be there until I move it over to Royal Lounge. But I've told her that I really don't want her on my couch. She's welcome to stay at my place, but she's going to need to clean up Lily's old bedroom and get herself settled in there. And so far she hasn't made any efforts with that, because that's entirely too much work. It kind of had me thinking, like, different times that I've stayed with my parents as an adult. And now it seems to be pretty standard for adults to stay with their parents until they're well into their 30s. I've been, generally speaking, living on my own since I was 17. And that's not to say that I haven't had my parents be there for me when I've needed them. Both my dad and my mom have been there for me since I've been an adult. My mom certainly way more than my dad. But it just kind of had me thinking, where was I at that age? And well, I can hardly see the road in front of me because that guy's bright ass lights. And let's face it, part of the problem is my dim ass lights. But as I was thinking about that, it occurred to me that anytime, unless I was medically incapacitated, and granted I went through some of that, and my mom just fully supported me through that, so thank you, Mom. But otherwise, anytime I feel like anytime I've stayed with my mom more than just a couple of days for vacation and a visit, but I mean actually stayed for a while, I've always tried to help out with some of the chores in the housework, whether that's just taking out trash or helping clean some stuff up and organize some stuff, or whether that's just helping with the laundry, just whatever, something earned my keep. And Allison doesn't seem to feel any comparable obligation to do anything like that at my place. And God knows I need the help with my place. So that's kind of frustrating. And at what point, and I'm wondering to myself, at what point do I as dad lay down the law at that? At what point do I tell her, hey, if you're staying here, you need to do this, this, and this. This isn't your free flop house. You're an adult now. You're 21. I mean, I'm not going to ask her for rent money, because that's just asking for something that somebody's absolutely not capable of getting is not helpful. But I don't need her in blocking. You know, I'm trying to get my karaoke business back going again. I got a gig tomorrow, and I need the use of my living room for that. So I don't need her and all her crap taking up space on my couch. So I need to. Oh wow, my transmission did something funny there. I cannot afford to have this transmission go out right now. Yikes. All right, pumps are open. Very nice. Yeah, I absolutely can't afford to. But yeah, I'm just gonna at some point have to lay it down. It's like, yeah, you're welcome to stay here, but since you can't seem to figure out how to work the front door, you need to be coming in and out the back door. You need to let me know when you are when you're coming here, and you need to, when you leave, let me know when you leave back, and you need to help me straighten up this bedroom, and you need to sleep in here. I got a feeling when I tell her that I'm going to get some pushback, but yeah, that's something that needs to happen. All right, got a full tank of gas. That's one less thing to worry about. Oh, and the left side of my speedometer has gone dark again. That's annoying, but hey, at least I'm doing better than that guy who has no headlights on. And no taillights. Let's follow him, see how long it takes him to realize it's dark. Those brake lights or taillights? I wonder. My headlights are on. They're kind of dim, but they're on. Looks like he got his lights on. Still never ceases to amaze me how many vehicles I see with their lights off. Debating as whether I want to get some groceries and fries or not right now. I think I'll be all right without it. Yeah, I forgot to grab my loaf of bread and thing of cheese from Priscilla's place, which is fine. Like, that would have required that I went immediately home to put the cheese in the fridge, and yeah, my day definitely needed to start today over at AZ Cell Phones. So, wow, phone thingy is super crooked again. That's better. So really not sure what my agenda is for tonight. I definitely need to get my karaoke system all together and ready to roll for tomorrow. I definitely need to you know what? I should do it right now since I'm here and it's convenient. I need to have a little bit of cash for the actually no. Damn. You know, I'm hating putting bar tabs right now on my Wells Fargo credit card, but I absolutely need to have cash to make that payment for my Costco credit card. So no, I don't need to pull cash out of my banking account. I need to. Normally that's what I do right now. I pull just enough cash to cover whatever I'm gonna spend at bars tonight, but I just need to be kind of on the cheap side at the bars. So yeah, as far as where I'm going, I'm waiting for Priscilla to get back in touch with me. I do intend to kind of spend as much of the night as I can with her, but I'm sure she's going to be asleep for a while. I do believe she'll contact me as soon as she wakes up, but God knows how late that might be. My transmission feels like it's shifting harder than it should. Oh damn. My temperature gauge is higher than it should be too. At least it's finally dark. It's still hot, but it's a lot less. The hot is a lot less brutal once the sun goes down. But I don't know the temperature right now, but I'm sure it's still plenty hot out. I can check the iPhone for that though, real easy. 104 right now. So yeah, just because it's dark in Phoenix doesn't mean it's cooled off yet. In fact, when it stays this hot for this long, a lot of times it's still well into the 80s in the morning at the coolest part of the day. Which, I don't know, maybe that's what we're looking at for tonight. I don't recall what the forecast was for tomorrow morning. I think that's one click away on my iPhone. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. yeah, the lowest temperature that we're going to get in the next 24 hours. They're expecting right after sunrise at 6 a.m. that it will get down to a nice, comfortable, cool 86 degrees. Oh yeah, I live in hell. And my little right button on the side of my iPhone is definitely not quite in the right place. It's working though, sorta. So yeah, as far as just spend some time with Priscilla when I hear from her. I want to spend some time at the Wander Inn, but I also want to spend some time over again at the Royal Lounge. So, and I definitely need to grab some more business cards. I almost gave the bartender at Tempe Tavern my last business card. She directed me to an email address, which I wrote down. Yeah, that I definitely need to make sure when I head out tonight that I head out with a bunch of business cards. So definitely trying to get the word out, get more stuff. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it yet, but it definitely is worth mentioning. If I didn't mention it yet, I'm trying to remember exactly where I was when I did it. I think I might have done it at the hospital. I was just sitting there next to Chris, and he was all unconscious. But I had no problem getting on the Manolo app and canceling the day shift for Tuesday and picking up the night shift for Tuesday. I forget when the cutoff time is. Like, there's a certain point where past a certain time, like where there's a penalty for canceling out of a shift, but apparently that's still far enough away that it wasn't a problem. So I think the Winolo thing will be a nice, decent side gig thing for me. I just wish the Winolo app had as many options and shifts and places to work at right now that it did when I was looking at it like a year ago, whatever it was. Because it's not enough to pay my bills right now. But it seemed like it was, if that was all I had to rely on, a year and a half ago, whenever it was.